All right, today's lesson, some would say, is unbearable. So we're looking at true bearings. Anyone remember what a true bearing is? Hopefully remember what a compass is. What are the 4 points on a compass? North, east, south, west. We always start a true bearing from where? North. Very good. And we always go which direction? Clockwise. So if I was doing the true bearing 060T, the T represents true, I would start with this point and go to the 60-degree mark. And that would be my bearing in that direction. Okay? The wording in the bearing questions often stumps people. So for example, bearing from A to B is different from B to A. Okay? A to B, let's say its true bearing is 040T. So if that's 40 degrees from A to B, what would be the bearing? Remember, starting at north, clockwise, from B to A. What do we add to the 40 degrees? Yeah, very good. So if you walked out at a bearing of 040 to a house, and then you wanted to get back to your starting location, you'd have to add 180 degrees to that bearing. The right diagram, the two norths are parallel lines. So do you remember like your Z rules and your U rules? You got two parallel lines, and you got a line cutting them. I don't know if you can see the Z. That X equals Y. And I'll draw like a little Z over the top. Can you see that? You could have two lines like this, and these two, let's call them A and B, equal 180. Very good. You could have two parallel lines again, C and D are equal, and this is called the F rule. Another useful one, if you didn't know this already, these two angles add to what? Just in case you didn't know that. So after you've, first step, done the north points, done the directional line, try and figure out if it's from B or from A, and then like drawing an arrow on the line might help. And then you go, like I said before, north, clockwise, and that's your angle. And you might have to use like the Z rule or the U rule or the F rule or some other rule. So yeah, step 3, figure out the from. Probably also want to label the angles. And use F rule or U rule or Z rule. The boat is traveling at 310. So draw the north, go around until you get to 310, which is about there. So it's going at that bearing, then draw the direction it's traveling in, 25 kilometers. Determine how far north the boat travels. So we've got our diagram. It wants to know this length here, north. So we've got a right angle triangle. What could this angle be in here? To get here, 270. So I would do 310 take 270. We can solve it because we have an angle and we have a hypotenuse, and we want what's that side compared to 40? Opposite. So we're using sine, opposite, and hypotenuse. So write the rule, sub everything in. What's the opposite? N, very good. What's the hypotenuse? How do we get, because we want to find n, how do we get it by itself? We've got to times both sides by 25, so you end up with n equals 25 times sine 40. Let's do, it says 2 decimal places. Very good. And it's kilometers.